Welcome to the Floss. My name is Gabe Gary, and this is part 2 of Bryan Sternik's feature episode. In part 1, we talked a little bit about gratitude. Bryan gives tours all around Cleveland. We talked about some of the drunk people he encounters on those tours. During halftime, we talked about Starbucks, abortion, black police officers, the Onion, white supremacists. All the staples here at the Floss. Hey, if there's one thing we do at the Floss, it's talk about black police officers. Okay, don't forget that. All right, Bryan, we're gonna just get we got to get Bryan out of here because he's going to run a show at Judd's Tuesday nights at 10 at Judd's Tavern in what's this, Cudell, or is it Lakewood?
Cudell. What's a Cudell?
Cuddle. What city in Ohio?
Oh, just Cleveland.
Oh, it's Cleveland.
Like
okay.
in between like Lakewood and Gordon Square.
Yeah, the thing is called Cudell.
Is that called Cudell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the laundromat?
Yeah, it's called Cudell. That's the area you're
What?
Great cop bar. I'm gonna plug Judd's here for a
I
second.
didn't know that area was called Cudell.
They got shot and a beer. They have like 5 specialty cocktails. It's a shot of liquor and a beer for $5. That I get the blue balls. It's a blue moon and a fireball. All right, Bryan, I'm gonna ask you a question, and that question is, what's a bad habit of yours?
A bad habit, which affects me some days, is when I don't play video games too much, but when I do, I usually stay up till like 8 a.m. in the morning, 9 a.m., and I'll play video games. I'll play video games for one day. 2 days tops, but one day I'll just be like, I can't do it. I got shit to do tomorrow. I pick the one day where I have nothing to do, and I spend it on NBA 2K, my team, buying players, like cards, and I play video games, and it gets me into trouble. Every time it gets I woke up at I did it last night, and I woke up at like 4:30 p.m. I woke up at 4:30 p.m., and I was not at my girlfriend's place. And I promoted a couple shows, and I called my girlfriend, and she was like, oh, yeah, she got mad. She was real mad because I didn't tell her when I woke up. I didn't ask her how her day was going, didn't talk to her because I was sleeping all fucking night, all morning, all day. It's a bad habit. But I love it, and I don't think I'm going to stop. Also, I smoke cigarettes, but I think playing 2K is worse than smoking or vaping.
Well, sitting is the new smoking, so unless you're standing up while you play.
No, I gotta like be on a workout bike or something. That's actually genius.
To play video games while you bike?
Yeah.
Well, who's your best player on my team? Who's your best card?
I have 99 overall. Dark Matter, Richard Jefferson.
That just sounds fake.
And no, I swear to God, he plays like Michael Jordan. He's got
Why,
99.
What is a Dark Matter card? Is that like one game? Like, is that his Christmas Day game, 2017?
No. Well, kind of. So it's the Dark Matter card. It's like him in the Nets jersey from like 2000, like 2006 or 2007 or something. I forgot the years, but they have like different cards. They have like a LeBron, like pink diamond, which is like they go from certain overalls, right? Mm-hmm. They start at like gold, sapphire, emerald. Mm-hmm. And the cards, like you'll have like a LeBron gold and LeBron emerald, but they'll be different overalls because the cards get better as like they evolve. They don't really evolve, but you can't like evolve a gold into like a Dark Matter. Dark Matter is just the best card. Okay. It's like a 99 overall.
So why is Richard any dark? You could have a Dark Matter Kwame Brown.
They're 99 overall.
Okay.
And the stats the stats are all different. Like maybe like a different like speed rate or something.
Yeah, one person dunking is insane and their defense shit.
Yeah, like but usually all of them are pretty high at a 99. There are some bad 99 overalls, but it's still better than a 73 overall gold. If that makes
some
sense.
infinities are bigger than other infinities.
Yeah, and I fucking nerd this shit out. Like people spend their hard-earned money on it. Not me.
Oh yeah.
I grind. I spend one day where I play for like 18 hours and I get a bunch of like their virtual currency, which is MT. And I'll go to the auction house. They auction off players for a certain amount, like good players, and I'll be sniping.
When I grew up playing video games, we had nothing to do because we were children, so we played all the time, high on the leaderboards, wrecking kids,
Call of Duty,
really good at shit. And so like when the people that we thought were like 40, but were actually just like our age, just like have a job and can't play all the time, they would get on and we would just wreck them.
Yeah.
So are you good?
It depends. I don't really play online too much. I do it for my mentality. I don't really like playing video games with people anymore. If it's my time, I want to spend my time, my one day. I want to spend it alone. I will play online a couple times, and I'll get on the microphone, and I realize that I'm getting older. So I'll play against 20-year-olds or like 18-year-olds, sometimes 15-year-olds,
in their college dorms with all their friends.
If I'm beating them, they will talk shit. They will say fucked up shit to me. I got in a really this happened a couple months ago. I was playing and it was like 4 a.m. and there's this thing. A lot of online players, they get offended when they got the ball and when you don't personally defend them. Because you can see when you're defending.
A faux pas.
Yeah,
that's a faux
people
pas.
Get mad at that.
Do you do that?
Oh, I usually try not to defend their live player.
Dude,
fuck that.
You're a pussy.
Oh, I'm a pussy. I bought the game. I can play the game how I want to play it. You didn't buy the game for me, so I'm gonna play it how I want to. There's no logic.
That is such the perfect argument, but you're still a pussy.
No, well, I will guard them certainly, but I'll learn. Sometimes if I can't guard James Harden, why the fuck am I gonna guard? So I'll be winning games, and then someone will be like, "Yeah, you fucking loser," and I'll be like, "Look, I said that to the one dude. He goes, "You're not fucking guarding me, you bitch ass." And I was like, fine, I'm gonna get on the mic and I'm gonna be respectful. Hey man, what's up? Yeah, this is a good game. And he goes, man, fuck you. And I was like, why are you cursing like that, man? It's just a video game. He's like, no, fuck you, you dumbass. And he's saying fucked up shit. I'm like, okay, man, go fuck yourself. And I was like, I'm whooping your ass right now, and I barely play this fucking game.
Yeah,
and I scored him. I'm like, yeah, bitch, I just fucking scored on you. And he's like, hey man, you're being an asshole. I was like, you're a fucking asshole. You got on the mic calling me a pussy, telling me how I should play this game that I bought with my hard-earned money. I get stressed a lot. This is my relief. And you're getting the demons out of me, kid.
Yeah.
And then the kid's like, I'm going to fuck your mom. And I was like, I'm fucking your mom. And the kid's like, my mom's dead. And I was like, well, I'm going to go to the morgue, baby. And the kid's like, what? And I was like, yeah, fuck you, man. And I'm just like, and then I got off. I was like, man, I totally owned him. And 20 minutes later, I was like, man, I was right. I defended myself, but now I feel bad about myself. Some 18-year-old kid got the best of me. I still won, but I shit talked him.
He's not going to remember that. You know, one of the only. So I remember a lot from my Call of Duty days, but maybe a handful of people I remember, strangers that I never played with again or never talked to again, but I remembered one game with them. You know what I'm talking about? You remember one game with these people. One of them was just this dude. The entire time he might have been lying. I don't know. But we were maybe 15 or 16. This guy had to have been in his mid-20s. And the entire game...
He was a dude just trying to relieve his stress from his life, just like me.
But we were on the entire game. He was just he thought he was cool talking to these teenagers. He was like...
That's weird.
He's like the entire game, he's like, yeah, dude, my girl's been sucking my dick this entire time.
That's like the Call of Duty you said.
Yeah.
That's Call of Duty, baby.
Yeah, he's like, oh, my girl's, she made me a sandwich. She put it right in front of me. Dude, she is blowing me as I speak right
How jealous
now.
Were you when he's saying this shit?
I'd never been blown at that
point.
This
dude's so fucking cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I was like, I don't know. Oh, that's fucking funny.
You remember having a problem? It was probably a long conversation with this man.
Oh, we played we were in the same lobby for maybe an hour or two.
That's honestly, if you want to go to therapy, if you question going to therapy, just don't even play the game. Just go in Call of Duty lobbies, keep getting murdered, and see how people treat you.
Oh, we were good though. So me and my friend, we played together. And we were good. So when we were on a team with somebody, when you're winning, everything's good. Video games are no different from sports. When you're winning, everything is good.
You get a high.
Yeah. But as
that
soon,
KD ratio.
Yeah. Everything's good when you're winning. As soon as one person gives up a flag or doesn't defuse a bomb, you're a pussy. You fucking suck. You loser. Why didn't you ever play League of Legends?
No.
Good.
I don't play Call of Duty anymore for that reason. My mental health, I was like, I'm getting too old for Call of Duty.
Dude, League of Legends is even more toxic than any console online shooter you could ever play.
Is it free?
Oh, it's the most popular game on the planet.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain it's still the most popular game on the planet. It is free. I think the competitive prize pools and the professional teams, they make more money than any other game, stuff like that. I played it probably for 5 years, I would miss basketball games
to play League of Legends.
I would have an 11 o'clock basketball game, and I'd start a game at 10 o'clock. And the rules the games last an hour, so you got to give yourself. They last 40 minutes.
You'd be late to basketball games playing
League of Legends. And so, but it's so toxic because you can talk to the other team during the game. So
everyone's monsters.
So as soon as one person fucks up, somebody on your team gets in the chat and starts talking shit about their own team to the other team.
And then they all zone in on that guy, I'm assuming. It's like
they
bullying.
They don't have to, dude. Because imagine the shit that somebody's saying to the other team. Imagine the shit that they're saying internally that the other team can't see.
This game sounds like the show 13 Reasons Why.
Dude, people have literally committed suicide. Like, people have been investigated for suicides related to League of Legends.
No shit.
100%.
That's like way worse than Call of Duty, because Call of Duty was bad, but I do think we grew up in a time where we were more okay with hearing fucked up shit. I would hear when I was like 14, I'd hear people say fucked up shit on Call of Duty. Like, people like if you're different than a white person, you or like straight, you are getting some fucking kid saying the worst things to you, and then it's getting backed up by laughter. Man, this kid's rolling right now. He on one. And I'm just like, holy shit, this is fucking toxic.
Yeah. Well, I also think
we kind of had thicker skin with it, though, because we had it so much. It was like the 90s, but online. That's what I feel like.
Also, like, I feel like Call of Duty is such an individualistic game that when somebody kills you, you have nobody to blame but yourself. You do get mad, like you watch the kill cam and you're like, oh, that's fucking bullshit. Lag, this dude sucks. That's so dumb.
He's camping.
You throw some homophobic slurs out there. You say that stuff because you got killed because the other person jumped around the corner and shot you with their gun and the damage was messed up.
And you're 14 questioning your sexuality.
Sure. 100%. Things might have been said that we regret.
Yeah, you're dropping bombs, but you're looking up some weird porn later.
I don't play Call of Duty anymore.
No, I can't play it.
I actually never swore or said anything bad during Call of Duty.
Were you the polite kid on Call of Duty? Hey, everyone, let's treat everyone equally with respect.
I was never that. I like to have a good time, but I would never engage with the bullshit, mainly because my parents were home and they wouldn't have tolerated it. But, like, so my brother and I played next to each other. He played Xbox, and I played PlayStation. And I'd go upstairs, and you could hear him from the basement.
So you knew what to say. Like, you weren't going to say, even if you had the opportunity to say fucked up shit, you trained yourself not to, which is a good thing.
Yeah, just like fuck bitch shit. But, like, one time we had, like, when we had a snow day, and we got to stay home and play Call of Duty all day, and my parents were out of the house, I was fucking swearing. And she's like,
you're on the mic, you're like, my mom's not here. You suck dick.
Yeah. And then everybody playing knew
that you had a snow day.
Yeah, because they'd be like, oh, these kids that haven't hit puberty
are very
11 a.m.
are very confident.
Yeah.
On a Tuesday.
But now thinking back on it, okay, asshole, you're not at work.
No. You thought they were so cool. No, they're just a loser. They're grown up about it.
You're calling us out for, oh, you little munchkins aren't at school. Yeah, dude, go get a job.
Dude, yeah.
It's 11 o'clock.
I'm 34.
Yeah.
Dude, I loved my favorite thing about playing 2K is, like, I pretty much play with black people online when I do play, and like there's like my player, so it's like 5-on-5, just by like their like characters. I'm a little short, like 6 foot.
Oh, the basketball players are black.
Yeah, they're mainly black people.
Yeah.
There probably are some white kids that are like, I want to be a black man with a bunch of tattoos.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, live your fantasy in this video game. Yeah. But I'm pretty much playing with black people, and I remember I was playing with this one dude. He was really good. And I was like, I was trying to talk to him because we're on the same team. I was like, yo, what's up? Like K Dog 42 or something. What's up, man? Dude, you're really good. And like, hey, we're winning. Like, we're a good team. And he's like, yeah, man. He's like, yeah, this is fun. I really don't give a shit though. I'm at work. I'm like, oh, what do you do? And he goes, oh, you know that guy on Bridges that like lives Bridges up? He was like in like Chicago or one of these cities. Like we have it in Cleveland.
Oh, the drawbridge.
Yeah, he was in a drawbridge in the middle.
He's the drawbridge operator
playing NBA 2K
in between boats.
Yeah. Oh, and I was like, dude, that is fucking awesome. He goes, yeah, it's a fucking dope job. Get one of these jobs where if they have a power plug, bring your own little TV in, bring a PlayStation.
You can play 2K.
You could just play 2K
day long.
Yeah, and I was like, holy shit. And this guy, I remember, I'm still friends with him. On like PlayStation. Every now and then I'll play. Man. He's on the same time as me sometimes, because sometimes he's on at night.
Well, I mean, you know how boats are.
Yeah, boats and hoes.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, but it's cool. I'm talking a lot. The 5-hour energy I drank before this.
Why?
Because I was tired. Slept all day.
Why don't you drink? Oh yeah, you did wake up. But do you drink coffee?
I mean, if it's in the morning
Mm-hmm.
and I have the whole day ahead of me, I'm like, yeah, I'll get a coffee. But if I'm like in a rush, I'll just like drink a little sip of like a 5-hour energy.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you 4 video games, and then we're gonna get you out of here.
Okay.
You got to go.
Okay.
It's 9:35. We need to name you 4 video games, and I want you to rank them from best to worst games to play if you're gonna play until 5 a.m.
Can I rank them worst to best?
Whichever
the
one
best
you
one
want.
for. I'm gonna say the best one.
Yeah,
for the
best
end.
best one for last. If you're gonna stay up playing video games till 5 a.m.,
Okay.
Minecraft, Zelda, Call of Duty, or Tetris.
Okay. I'm the fourth. The worst one is Minecraft. I've never had interest in that.
Really,
Never had interest in Minecraft,
dude? 3 a.m. rolls around, killer. The music, mwah.
I've never had interest in Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
What were the other 3? It was
Zelda, any Zelda, just like a
Call of Duty and Tetris.
Yeah.
I'm actually probably going with the order from that. I like playing on 64, but I'm not going to play all night. I can play Zelda for nostalgia. Once the nostalgia kind of burns off,
Yeah.
I'm then just going through all the nostalgia games in
Yeah.
like a quick amount of time.
Then you're
like,
just going through the motions.
super.
You're not-
Yeah, I'm just like trying to. I'm just cram everything into the nostalgia moment.
Yeah.
I'm not completing all the games. I would probably go Call of Duty second because I mean, if you have thick skin, and you are you just just realize that it doesn't matter. It's a video game with a bunch of kids being assholes. If you just listen in, it will be. You're either going to get really offended or you're going to be very entertained on how the other half lives. So I think number one is Tetris because
play Tetris till 5
That
a.m.
is a smart game. I feel like that's a game to where it gets your brain moving. It really gets your brain moving.
Yeah, would you ever hear they did?
It's like reading a book.
They did a study they got a bunch of people just to play Tetris nonstop, hours at a time, and then they start seeing Tetris in everyday objects.
Yeah, and you're just figuring out how to win in life.
It is one.
Kind of.
It is one of the all-time greatest games.
I do like Tetris. It's one of those games where when I play it, I'm playing it for the amount of fun, but also I'm like, okay, I am doing something beneficial for my mind right now.
I don't think it's that.
It's like, well, it's one of those games that's not really that much.
It's a puzzle
fun.
for sure.
It's a puzzle. I still get stressed about it. It is a puzzle, but I think it benefits my brain more than a Call of Duty or It's like when people like, oh, I read books. I'm so smart. It's like, what books do you read? Oh, I read nonfiction books. I read books about. It's like a movie, but it's in a book. It makes me smart. I'm like, if you're gonna read a fucking book, like read a. I like reading intellectual books. Like I just bought.
I read mostly nonfiction.
I just bought a book written by Martin Luther King Jr. I bought it on Amazon. I didn't get it yet. I was just like, because I was looking up Martin Luther King randomly, and I was like, I didn't know. Like, I knew he was a preacher, and I knew obviously he's a civil rights leader. But I was like, I've never read one of his books.
There you go.
I want to buy a book. Like, I'm gonna read that. Like the secret powers of middle children. Boom. Like a therapy book. Boom.
There you
Fuck
go.
yeah. I'm not gonna read a Lord of the Rings book when I
No.
can just watch the movie.
I do want to watch. I do.
It
want
doesn't
to read
make you
Lord of the Rings,
smarter.
but- Yeah,
reading
the movies are so.
It
fucking
doesn't
good.
make you smarter reading an educational
Well-
or like a science fiction book.
Some people don't read to get smarter, but also I'll counter you on that. Like, enjoying an excellent story might not make you smarter in the amount of knowledge you have, but it can give you perspective.
Totally. Well, sorry, I'm not saying that. I'm not hating on people that read science fiction books or like entertainment
Just
books.
fiction in general.
I am shitting on people that think they're smarter because they read books rather than watching movies when they're just reading movies and books.
Sure.
That's the type. I don't like those type of people. That it's fine. You live your life. You do it. Don't rub off me on your bullshit that you're more intellectual and you know more about life than me because you read Holes and you didn't like the movie because Shia LaBeouf wasn't fat in the movie.
Right.
Like, don't.
the book might have more detail, but if the movie's well made, it'll convey the same message, the same feelings about the world, and I feel like that's the point of reading a fiction book in general. Is
Yeah.
What is the author trying to say? But back to your point about buying nonfiction books, it's like even like how like when I'm reading like a book on like screenwriting and they mention another book that they like,
You get intrigued by it.
I just buy that book because even if it's not something new, that person knows something that I don't. at the
Even
very
after you read the book, they still know more than you know.
at the very least, they're a person who's written a book, and I'm somebody who hasn't written a book. So who am I to say that person's book isn't worth reading?
Yeah, exactly.
They wrote and published a fucking book.
And
you know how hard that is?
And I don't read books too much, but when I do, I will read, like, I'll find a day, like kind of like a video game day where I'll read the whole thing. Or I used to, a couple years ago before the pandemic, that Secret Powers of Middle Children, I read a book about that, and I read a biography of Wayne Gretzky.
Nice.
And I remember I went to a park, and I sat there, and I felt like an old woman. Like, I brought, like, chips and a ham sandwich and an English muffin, and I sat on the bench and I just read this fucking Wayne Gretzky book, and I was like, oh, this is kind of, I'm not feeling, I just read a chapter, like a 8-page, 9-page chapter. I'm gonna take a break from this book. Oh, I got my Secret Powers of Middle Children. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna learn about Abraham Lincoln. He was a middle child.
I got 3 books going right now.
What are your books?
I got it's a book called Bird by Anne Lamott. And it's just writing tips. Like if you're writing anything, it's about writing fiction. It's about writing like fiction novels, but it's about just writing tips in general, mindset, purpose, stuff like that. I got that one going. That one's in my house. I got the Onion Guy's book, How to Write Funny. That one stays at Alexa's house. So if I want to read something there,
it's smart.
And then next to my bed, I got a book called like The Grip of Film, where like it's just like little sections. It's just about like movies. So like one section will be like, you know, like. It's very tongue in cheek. It's very humorous. It's very sarcastic. It's co-opted by Richard Ayoade, who's in the IT crowd. If you're familiar,
I love Richard Ayoade. He is actually. I don't want to change topics. Yeah. I love Richard Ayoade.
Yeah, he's awesome. So the book is written by a film professor who's just observed these things about film, and then Richard Ayoade has his like. So it's like it's like one page at a time. So that one's at night.
Richard Ayoade's a genius.
Yeah, he is. So
like a comedic genius.
Yeah, he's very fucking funny. Did you ever watch The Mighty Boosh?
I never watched The Mighty Boosh.
Are you familiar? Do you know what The Mighty Boosh is?
I know what The Mighty Boosh is.
The greatest fucking comedy troupe ever.
I fell for Richard Ayoade when it was like that British version of like they had the panel of all their celebrity friends, and him and the one guy in The Mighty Boosh, the pale guy with the black like
Noel
greasy
Fielding.
hair. Yeah, Noel Fielding. Richard Ayoade just says the most nerdiest, witty thing because he's the exact opposite of me. I am an extrovert. He seems like an introvert that has a lot of extrovert ideas.
Okay.
He's so introverted. When he says witty things, it's so stuck to him. Like he had this tray of
like it was something that he meant only for himself, but he just let everybody
So he
hear
had
it.
this tray of Maltesers. And it's like malts.
Okay.
Like chocolate malts. And I found out in Britain, like Maltesers. And there's this thing of, it's like a panel. So it's like pairs of 2. And like they all like have point, it's a point system. It's like kind of like a I Love the 80s game show, but it's live. Kind of like that. Like they all have their perspectives. And they're entertaining British figures.
British stuff, yeah.
And he had this tray of Maltesers. And this one dude, he goes, you want one? And then he like hands them out. And the other dude starts playing with them. And he like starts throwing them at Richard. Richard's like, would you stop? Would you stop? And the guy's like fucking with the Maltesers, like being a bully. Yeah. And Richard Ayoade's like, you just took my tray of Maltesers. I feel like I'm in lunch and I'm getting bullied. You're just fucking with me. You're like, no, I bought these Maltesers. These Maltesers are for me. You're a grade school bully and I just want my Maltesers. And I am dying watching this on YouTube. And the audience is loving it because he's just like he's like, oh, I don't even want to play this game anymore. You took my Maltesers. And I found out what Maltesers were from that. That malts are Maltesers.
Little teasers.
Yeah, they're like little like chocolatey malt treats in Britain. I love Richard. He's my man. He's everything I want to be, but I'm too extroverted to be.
You got to watch The Boosh. Start with The Nightmare of Milky Joe. It's like season 3.
Okay.
And that is the Floss.
NIT crowd.
Plug it. Do your plugs.
Oh, plugs?
Do another plugs, yeah. Just in case.
Yeah, so guys, I'm on the Guiltless podcast. It's on Apple, Spotify, hell, even Tidal. I do the Cleveland Funny Bus. Go to funnybus.com/Cleveland to get tickets. It's usually a weekend thing, and we do private tours as well. SecretSocietyComedy.com. If you go on Eventbrite, you can look up Secret Society Comedy. You can get tickets $10 at the door if you don't want to buy tickets at the door. And if we're not sold out, which we usually are, I'd recommend tickets at the door. You can get tickets. You can get tickets on the door if not. Online, $10 online, $15 at the door.
And that show is so amazing because it's so late. a lot of times you'll get the comics from the actual clubs.
They do drop-in spots.
After their sets at the clubs, they come to this show and they drop in, which is awesome.
We've had some funny.
You get to see club headliners for $15, $10.
Yeah, and they're stopping and doing new material. And sometimes we've had a couple comics who have come in that said they had no diss to the clubs, because we all love the clubs.
Yep.
Like comedians,
They're
like I love the
necessary,
club.
yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, I felt more comfortable. I had a better set here than I did at the club.
Less pressure, but also
Less pressure, higher reward in an aspect.
Yeah.
So they're just dropping in. It's like any show, and it's stable. It's good for the comics. It's good for the clubs.
It's good for the community.
It's good for the community.
It's
good for everybody.
When Bruton was on, I was like, dude, if the observable phenomenon of having consistently booked, consistently selling, and consistently running independent shows in Cleveland that book mostly local talent, the fact that those are consistently selling tickets is just proof of how good all the comics in Cleveland are getting.
And it wasn't like that when I've been doing it 5 years. When I first started, there were pretty much 2 or 3 independent shows that were, I mean, it was like Winchester, like Jimmy Graham was running Winchester, and that was like a weekly,
that wasn't even in the back room yet. That was in the front room.
Oh, well, no, it started off in the back room, but it was you'd pretty much seen the same people. You'd pretty much seen the same people on pretty much every show. We try to get variety, like we try to give everyone a chance to go on. You know, we try to reward good behavior, but not even at the level. Not even that. We just try to get funny people that don't really, we feel like, get a chance to perform at good paid shows where there's an audience that paid for it.
Yeah,
there's a good audience. We try to open that up for people that we feel like deserve it, because honestly, when you're running an independent show, the main reason, like for me, the main reason why I love running
good
independent shows is it's good stage time that I'm not getting anywhere else. If I feel like I deserve a better opportunity and no one else is giving it to me, I'm going to make my own. And we all do that. I think we all do that sometimes. We also mainly just want to put on a good show.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, like I recommend to any comic, if you're not getting, like you did that, like you're like, oh, I want to do a special, so you made you made your own thing. And that's what if any comic feels like they're not getting an opportunity,
make your own opportunity.
See how the other half lives. Make your own opportunity and learn from people that have already made their opportunities.
Nobody is gonna believe you can do it
unless you can.
Until you do it.
Yeah.
Until you actually do it. Everybody in Cleveland knows and talks about how awesome this show is and how much good you and David do for the community, and Jeremy producing all these fucking shows. So thank you for producing all these shows.
I'm only doing it because I'm not getting the opportunity. So once I get the opportunity, I'm fucking done.
That's why you.
I'm just kidding.
Well, that's why you do it, so you can hand it off and you know.
Well, yeah,
so the show can keep going.
So it's even a conversation me, Jeremy, and David had, and it's not unfair for me to say this on air, is that we're like, hey, if one of us like starts doing like not better things, because this is really good, but if we start getting really big opportunities where we can't do this anymore, then we are going to get someone to take our place. So we're starting a foundation of what we think, what we want, and then we could put one person in to replace, and then we could still, like, everyone's learning and everyone's getting better.
Yeah.
Or even if we want to take a week off. You know what I mean?
Because that's the other thing.
Which what we do. We do that sometimes.
Is we like to have a variety even at the sacrifice of our own stage time. Because that happens.
Which I hate doing, but I do it. We do it.
It's good for the show.
We do it.
It's necessary for the show. So thank you for the shows. Thank you for coming on. It's a really good episode. Really good 2 episodes. The second one was cut a little short. I might put a little bit of our halftime banter in there just to lengthen it out. We had some good talks.
It wasn't as funny as I was, like, for me. I wasn't being as funny, but I was being more real, and I think that matters.
Well, we usually, like, the part 1 and 2 are so structured, I like to let loose during pregame.
You were being more funny. I wasn't. I wasn't focusing on being funny. I was just kind of just like,
well, because
this is how I am sometimes.
We get to talk shit. The point of this podcast is technically to offer some semblance of advice, or to say, hey, what have you learned from your good and bad habits? What can people take away from this? Which isn't always funny. I try to, like, ask actual interview questions.
You did a good job.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, this isn't a comedy podcast. This is a podcast with funny people on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Was I funny, Jeremy?
Yes.
Well, you can't be funny unless
I trust Jeremy. He said it.
You can't be funny unless you've fucked up or seen some fucked up shit, and you can always learn from that.
We're all traumatized. Every single person is traumatized in some capacity. They
Dude,
might not know it or not.
Trauma is just the word white people made up because they had nothing else to complain about.
Yeah. But we all do have our different forms of trauma. Like Brett Thomas, for example.
Okay, that's a very specific form.
No,
of
I
trauma.
love Brett.
Yeah,
Because Brett is one of my best friends, and
Yeah.
we were roommates, and we've seen each other in our worst and at our best.
Yeah,
But Brett, like my trauma is different from Brett's.
for sure.
Brett, his parents died when he was like 12 years old.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
My biggest trauma, I still have my own trauma that haunts me. But then at the back of my mind, I'm like, I could have lived Brett's trauma, but also it's hard. You shouldn't be doing that as a person. You shouldn't be like comparing your traumas to
never
other people.
compare.
But like realistically, at one point you do. But then you also you realize that your trauma is still trauma, and then you also realize, but it could always kind of be worse, and you kind of are grateful for what you have, but also realize what has fucked you up.
I can't remember who said it or where I heard it, but it said like, if everybody in the world gathered around a big pit and took all their shit and threw it in the pit and was told, take anything you want out,
We still would have killed Harambe.
you just take your own shit right back out. Don't worry, I follow through. I finish.
No, I'm sorry. I interrupted, and I was pissed that the mic wasn't on Jeremy laughing. I was like,
Yeah.
damn it, Jeremy.
I believe that quote was Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Was it?
Junior,
No.
yeah.
Oh,
No,
no.
it was senior, actually.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
What? The good one.
The good
Oh,
one, yeah.
God.
All right, let's cut.